Hey guys, I'm Rich from NeoWin. Today we're unboxing the HP EliteBook x360 1040. All right, so this is HP's latest premium business laptop. Obviously, Elite is the business brand, and the 1000 series is the top of the lineup. So if you follow along, I reviewed the 840 not too long ago, and that's the mainstream one. That's the one that most people or most businesses will be buying. Um, right, it's the mainstream one. So this is the top of the lineup. But I was so impressed with the 840 because the last time I reviewed an 840, it was thicker, it was bigger, bigger footprint, it was heavier. This time I was like, well, that 840 felt a lot more like a 1040. So I was actually really curious now about what the 1040 is going to bring. There's a lot of cool stuff here, in fact. So I'm excited to get my hands on it. Obviously, the box is just your regular cardboard box, and that's because this is a business PC, so we're not getting those fancy consumer boxes. It's just, most people that are going to use this are never going to see the box. IT can easily stack them on racks, so there's no reason for one of those, fancy shiny boxes. So some of the things that have changed for the 1000 series is we have it's smaller, it's thinner, it's lighter. So it's almost like they gave the 840 the old 1040 chassis, and then the 1040 chassis is even smaller. So we can pull this out of the box here. So there's some other stuff in there. All right, we'll just let that stuff drop. All right, and here we have it, the HP EliteBook x360 1040. Okay, looks lovely. You can see what else is in the box here. We have a charging cable. We're gonna have probably a 65 watt. Yeah, this is the typical USB Type-C power brick from HP. And then we've got a pen. This is a silver pen. I'm not sure I've ever seen a silver pen from HP, but that's interesting. It is the tilt pen. It's got the USB Type-C charging, which is always nice. For a long time, HP was shipping a battery-powered pen where you needed one of those quadruple A batteries. And while that's not the worst thing in the world, it's like that was their default pen. And then they would like the tilt pen with that was rechargeable was an upcharge, and it's like, come on, like we all deserve a rechargeable pen. It's not too bad. So let's get that out of here. So there it is, super light. I'm not gonna say, I shouldn't say super light because it is still an aluminum convertible, so it is heavier than the ones. There are many that are made of magnesium, such as HP's very own Elite Dragonfly, right? Because the Dragonfly is, but that's a 13-inch machine, but that's just under 2.25 pounds, and it is a convertible, but it's not that shiny silver like this. It's more of a blue color. Different types of machines. I was actually kind of surprised. They gave me a choice between the x360 1040 and the x360 1030, and I probably should have asked during the workshop why the 1030 even exists with the Elite Dragonfly out, because they're both such lovely machines. But I guess, when it comes to businesses, some just prefer aluminum still. So the color here is natural silver. That's what HP has traditionally used in its EliteBooks, or at least for those aluminum ones. You can see we have these angled edges on the back. It's very, very beautiful. It's a design that's almost sort of similar to what we've seen from the newer Spectres, although it's flatter on the sides. We do have the edges on the bottom, so it's nice and easy to lift up and open with just one finger. We can just pull that out of there. HP did point out it does have a streamlined keyboard, and what that kind of means is that we have everything we need here, right? There's the power button, camera shutter button. Over here we have our fingerprint sensor, which is a button. Kind of interesting because I'm not sure if you have to press it or not to actually use the fingerprint. Other HP keyboards this is a direction that HP's been moving towards in other devices as well. Other ones just had the fingerprint sensor there, so I'll have to play around with that a little bit. But another big thing about this machine is that, like I said, smaller, thinner bezels. Now take a look at this, because this top bezel up here, this is 44% smaller than the last generation. These side bezels, which are tiny already, 18% smaller. The bottom bezel, 21% smaller than the previous generation. So that's the big change that we're seeing with this generation for the 1000 series. And it's pretty great. Now, this model that HP sent me is mostly spec'd out. We can go into settings and we can see that it does have a Core i7 10810U. That's a hexa-core processor from the Comet Lake family, and it's the V Pro variant. So the regular one would be the 10710U. This is the 10810U. We've also got 16 gigs of RAM. I believe you've got 512 stores, they said. This is the 1080p display. Unfortunately, it's not SureView. Yeah, 512. It is cellular. So this is all pretty spec'd out, which is awesome. We've got the B&O speakers, which are have been a staple in HP products for a long time now, as long as I've been reviewing HP products, in fact. So those speakers are on either side of the keyboard. And I'm not sure, but there should be, oh yeah, so there's speakers in the bottom as well. And the whole idea is that if you're using this as a tablet, you will always, or no matter how you're using it, I should say, you'll have speakers pointing right at you. So there are a couple other features here, right? One thing, by the way, those bezels, 89% screen to body ratio, which is kind of, it's pretty awesome for a business PC, and it's very impressive. So a few other things. The power slider down here. HP worked hard to get some much better integration with that power slider, which is available on every PC, but it should do more here, right? So, and what's cool about that is even if you go and you use your own system image, if you download Windows 10 through the media creation tool, you'll still have that integration there. And so that means just better power management and however you want to use your PC between best battery life and best performance. So that's one thing that you can do. Another thing, we have something called HP Presence Aware. Ooh, is this running 20H2 already? That's always nice. I'm not seeing it. It might, no, it's not called Presence Aware, but it's around somewhere. And what that's going to do is, wait, it might be in the HP folder. No, it's not. That's other stuff. Okay, I digress. What this is going to do is it has sensors that'll sense when you walk away and when you sit down. So this is really a seamless experience for when you're logging into your PC or when you're walking away. And the whole idea is that, talk about seamless login, right? So Dell has something similar called Express Sign, and really, you're going to sit down in front of it. It's going to wake up your PC because it senses you being there. And then that IR camera lights up and Windows Hello logs you in, right? It's very, very quick and seamless. And then also, it can detect when you get up and walk away from your PC, and it'll lock your PC that way. So that's pretty cool as well. It depends how you want to use it. The app isn't here, so I can't check. It might be around. Here we go. That if you search for it, it lands in settings. So that's cool. Oh, right. So it's just there, and now there's a link. All right, so we're gonna. Oh, here we go. All right. There should be okay. So proximity distance. You can hopefully tell it how far away, and then you can set an amount of time. Let's see. Time to lock. Time to dim. 55 seconds. Oh, so the most you could do is 55 plus seconds here, or 55 seconds here until your PC dims and then locks. So about 2 minutes until your PC locks if you walk away. So if you don't want that, you will have to turn it off. So that's, I mean, I would prefer something more like 3 to 4 minutes, but that's completely up to you. And I would bet that this will get updated at some point to give users a little more options. This is something that's completely new, right? All right, so those are some cool new features for HP's EliteBook x360 1040. I always have to think about it because I never remember if the x360 or the 1040 comes first in the name. But whatever, you know. So I'm always a fan of the Elite 1000 series. Actually, I shouldn't say always. Starting with the last one I reviewed, like the 1030 and the 1040, the last generation blew me away. And I know other reviewers, it blew them away as well. It's got one of the best keyboards around, and it's really just phenomenal. Like this is like I'm about to review one of the best business PCs on the market. And there's no doubt in my mind that that's true, even before I've even really used it. Right, so it's kind of wild. So there's a couple new features there, right? We've got smaller bezels, smaller footprint. Um, what else? It's durable. The presence aware thing where it'll wake up if you sit down and lock if you walk away. Um, AI noise reduction, I didn't mention. That was something that HP demoed in the reviewers workshop that they did. And it's exactly what it sounds like, where you can be on a conference call and then something happens in the background where, sirens or, a bag of chips or something, and it just kind of reduces that noise so it's not distracting to your call. Yeah, so oh yeah, and the integration with the power slider is something that's really cool and something that I'm going to be interested to try out. So anyway, guys, stay tuned. I will have a review in a few weeks. So I'm Rich from NeoWin. Have a great night.